everybody. It's always abrupt. It like doesn't stop at a good point. It's like right in the middle of a tune and then it's done.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Tiffany, I see Tiffany is watching over on Facebook. What are you doing on Facebook? That's funny. She's normally on YouTube. Welcome everybody to another Tuesday night. Julian is back from being MIA in the ocean somewhere.
I was in Georgia-ish.
Oh. Yeah.
He took off and didn't want to come back.
Kim's old stomping grounds.
Yeah. Fishing?
Yeah, did some fishing, did some thrifting, did some sightseeing. It was fun.
What part of Georgia?
We were a little west of Savannah, like southwest.
Oh, yeah. Near Fort Stewart.
Yeah, we stayed in like a Airbnb off like the beaten path, like in the middle of nowhere. It was actually on like a little peninsula. There was like a river on one side, and it was really, really nice. We don't like staying in like cities.
Mm-hmm. It's nice down there.
Yeah. Georgia was nice though. I liked it.
Catch some crab.
Yeah, they had all the fish that I have here. I was like, oh, that's not that bad. I met some really good people, showed me exactly what to fish for. So it was a fun time for sure.
That's good.
Yep. See a lot of good people here already.
There are, and Richard was like 2 hours early today. Richard is always like super early, and then Naomi changed her name. She was Nishque, but so now she's Neat Finds from Naomi. And I see Christine, Melanie, Joe, and I'm not going to be able to do this, guys. We already have 85, so I cannot. I tried to say hi to as many people as I could in the chat before we started, because once we start, I start looking for questions. So my guests get to see the chat more than I do because I'm only looking for questions for us to answer. So I have got both of my guests tonight have been on my show before. Both of them are good friends. Well, all three of them, both. I'm putting Roy and Kim together, Steve and Roy and Kim. I have known all three of them for a long time. And I had the pleasure of meeting Roy and Kim in person in Cincinnati, Ohio, not long ago, which was awesome. And I'm going to go meet Julian. I did it the right way. I'm going to go meet Julian in 3 weeks on my way to Pennsylvania. I'm going to stay in Myrtle Beach for a few days and get to meet Julian in person, which we have never met in person. So that will be awesome. So I am going to let Roy and Kim introduce themselves, and then we'll let Steve. And then if you guys have questions, go ahead and start putting them into the chat, and we will answer as many as we can. And I will go ahead and update after the introductions. A couple of people asked for an update on my crazy chair situation, and I got another phone call today, so I will update you guys. I'll probably put in another video too, but let me give you guys Roy and Kim so they can introduce themselves.
Well, I'm Roy.
And I'm Kim.
And we're Arcade Treasure Center. And you can't see them off the camera, but we have our puppy dogs over here whining away. Yeah. But we've been resellers for over 20 years, and we've been selling on eBay for 10 years now. As of 3 days ago, we had our 10-year anniversary. And there's Penny. That's one of them.
Our neurotic.
Yeah, she's nervous. But we've enjoyed reselling, and we have our own channel, Arcade Treasure Center, and we love sharing tips and information and showing what we find, just like everybody else that does this on YouTube.
And you have your second channel now, right? Are you putting out content on that?
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell them about that.
We have a second channel we started called Nomadic Pickers, and we actually built or converted a ProMaster van into a camper, and it looks awesome. And so we started traveling around, and basically we traveled to Cincinnati Reseller Rally, and we videotaped our whole trip. The purpose for getting a van is to do picking, so we can go from state to state, just kind of travel around on our vacation time and show it on his channel. Yeah. So right now, the only thing on the channel is a lot of, hey, here we are, this is where we're at, and this is what we're showing. But pretty soon it's going to be, very soon, it's going to start showing those nomadic picker parts where we go to a town, we go to a state, we go to a city, and this is what we find in that state, and this is what we're picking for. So.
Awesome. Steve, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, here's Steve.
What's going on, guys? I'm Steve, Pick and Roll. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound good.
All right. Just want to make sure I'm be off in. All right. So, Steve, I'm Pick and Roll. Been reselling on eBay probably like 12 years now, 11 years. Poshmark about 2 years, and Depop about 3-4 months. And I put out a few videos every week, sharing what I find, what sells, giving good comps so people can learn, and also do a lot of how-to videos for beginners because there's so many moving parts on eBay and it's always changing. So people are always looking for help to figure out how to do things.
Perfect.
And I've been on YouTube
Roy
for
left.
2 years.
He went got a treat for the dogs so they would be quiet. He's the
That's funny.
sucker. He always falls for it.
Here, have this.
Here he
So
comes. We were
I'm
going to
gonna
put him in
put
the bedroom.
The first question. I'm going to put the first question up so you guys can read it while I'm updating as far as the chairs. So I did get another phone call today, and he said, the lady wants your phone number. And I said, absolutely not. I am not going to deal with this woman. She obviously wants the chairs. She wants them cheap. I gave my price, which was a $3,000 discount. I feel that is fair. I know some people think I should just give them back. That is not what I'm choosing to do. I think there's probably more to this story than what I am hearing. And they sold for 10% of what they're worth. And they're very, very rare. They're from 1850s. So I feel my $1,500 offer is fair compared to $4,500 that I have them listed at. And I told him I would not allow him to give her my phone number. He said she wants to make payments. And I said, absolutely not. And if you guys saw my auction haul, I spent $3,600 and I didn't even get that much. That auction and that estate of the woman that is wanting the chairs back was very, very high end stuff, very, very high end stuff, like a $4,000 sculpture and $1,500 chairs. Okay. I don't feel there's a lack of money there. So apparently the husband is in a court case and he listed these chairs as his assets and doesn't have them to produce. This is not sentimental. This is not, he wants his chairs back. This is, oh crap, I put it on paper, I have it, and now I don't. So I legally bought them. The auction company legally sold them. And he has told them, he said, she wants to make payments. He said, you know what? I might let her make me payments just to be done with she won't leave him alone. So I said, well, why don't you tell her, give you the $1,000 that she offered me and make you payments for $500, because he said he was going to just refund her just to be done. And so that's where we're at right now. He's supposed to get back to me, and the auctioneer, who is a middle person, has offered to come pick them up. He has to go to his kids in Tallahassee. So my house is right on the way. He's offered to pick them up for her and bring them back to Clearwater, 3 hours south. So I guess he's going to see if she's going to fork over the $1,000. He will give me the $500. I'm not releasing the chairs without $1,500 cash in my hand.
Right.
And that's where it's at. And if you guys don't know what happened, just to really quick, I was in my video yesterday. I bought 1850s chairs for $535 for 3 of them. And they're worth $4,500. And now the original owner is saying they want them back.
No.
Oh, wow.
So the auction has called me, and I have said I would do $1,500 because I spent 3 hours there, 3 hours back, 3 hours loading, plus research time, plus listing them, photographing them. I have a lot of time into them, and I want to be compensated. So that's where we're at, and I'll keep updating. It's a crazy situation, and a lot of people have said, like, the auction shouldn't have even called me. Like, they should have, because I bought them, I own them, but I don't know. So we're not resolved. I don't know. So that's my update. Miss Tempting Treasures. I've been doing free shipping, but I'm going to switch. She's asking, if you charge for shipping, do you also turn off free returns or do you allow returns?
All right. Well, for us, we do both free shipping and charge shipping. Just kind of depends on the item. Some items, are going to sell real well. Sometimes I'll charge the shipping because of the weight, or if I know it's going to sell real well and I'm going to get the money and then some, then sometimes I'll do free shipping because I know it's going to be covered. And I allow returns on everything. Yeah. It's, to me, it just seems safer that way. No matter what it is, I've all domestic sales, I do returns. So, and I can honestly say, knock on wood, maybe I'm lucky, but we have had maybe 2 to 3 returns a year.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's real good.
and they leave you good feedback too, and that helps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good communication.
Yeah.
Steve.
Oh yeah, no, I don't do free returns. The only things I have free return on, probably a handful of things that either one, if all the comps and it's small had free returns. I mean, not free returns, free shipping. And or if I get, like said, the bins, I get multiple quantity and they're very lightweight, first class, then I'll do, and it's just something that, it's not even an $8, $10 item just to get them out, and I'll do it. But other than that, no free shipping. There's a handful of things that free shipping just bad on. You put something on sale, you promote, you're discounting your shipping as well. And I have free returns on everything. Free returns, people are scared. They hear that, they think, oh my God, everybody's going to return everything.
No.
People don't buy things just to return them for no reason. If you don't give them a reason to return it, they're not going to return it. And there's also benefits to free returns. No negative feedback. You can hold back, a certain part of the payment if it's brand new and they open it, and so on. So no free shipping and free returns.
I do the exact same thing. I don't do free shipping unless all the comps are free shipping, and I do free returns.
Yeah, and I do the same. I'm a little with Roy and Kim. I will occasionally do free shipping, but I only do it, like Julian said, if everybody else has free shipping. So if it's a t-shirt brand and everybody else is free shipping, like a golf polo or something like that, then I will do it just to match them. And I do free 30-day returns. Like Steve said, if you do free 30-day returns, you aren't going to get a negative, because every negative that's left and you refunded, eBay automatically takes it off and nobody ever sees it. So that's one benefit to that. So it sounds like you're switching to charging shipping, which I think is the best. Personally, that's what I do. But free returns, I think, will get you a little more sales. I know a lot of people that don't do them either. So it's more of a personal preference, and it's part of the business. And be aware, even if you don't do free returns, if they say your item is not described, you're going to pay for that return regardless. Yeah. So
if it's a
keep
smart
that in
buyer,
mind.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna highlight this from my good friend Hot Flip Heidi. She's saying Jake Yakov Benz actually made content yesterday. So good job, Jake.
I saw that.
Trina wants to know, how do I comp costume jewelry? I will ask first. Does anybody but me sell jewelry?
I occasionally do. Yes.
So since you do, how do you comp if it's costume jewelry? Because I know it's hard to find the exact same piece you have a lot of times. So what do you guys do?
Generally, it's going to be, comping by the name or a similarity of that type of jewelry is about the only way that I can do it. I don't have books. If I can find it on the internet or something like that, if it's a name brand, then I'll do that. But most of the time when it comes to costume jewelry, I generally bulk it up, sell it in lots, or as you've seen in my videos, I'll sell gold and silver jewelry, and that is a lot easier and different to do.
Listen, how many views does that have? Over 500,000, right?
It's like 880.
Over 800,000 now. So
listen, his gold and silver video is almost to 1 million views, guys. So if you want to learn about gold and silver, check out Roy's video, because everybody else
with the wrinkled sheet. With the wrinkled sheet, cat.
Yeah. The one with the wrinkled sheet in the backdrop.
Well, it's all, you know what though? They're watching it. I look for stuff similar. So I would put like statement brooch, pink flower. And then I would look at like the sold comps and see what something that looks similar to mine sold for. And then if I'm doing individually priced like that. And of course, if there's a brand, you can look at other items in that brand if you can't find the specific one. But I haven't done jewelry in quite a while, but I've had people now asking me to do a jewelry photography, which means I'm going to have to buy jewelry. But I'm not buying jewelry. Listen, I've gotten one whole shelf. I've gotten 15 Banker's boxes listed. I have a whole shelf in this shed with empty Banker boxes. So I am making progress. Gigi Glover. Question, eBay listing for set price, not auction. How would you list? I did a video 2 days ago on how to list, and every listing that's not an auction is just buy it now. So that would just be a basic listing. I don't know if Richard will hate me for saying, Richard, can you drop the link to the eBay how to list video? I need to send Richard a big Christmas present, guys. Richard Ottenham Drawflip in the chat is my main moderator, and he is absolutely amazing.
He does a great job.
Yes, he does.
He does. He takes a week off occasionally, which is like Julian. They leave me hanging.
And we come back, right?
Yeah.
I know you do always come back, and everybody's like, what happened to? They always like assume the worst.
They always
like,
think
he's
fired
fine.
me. Yeah,
He's fine.
Yep.
He'll be back. It's okay.
Yeah.
He's allowed to be free. I've got to figure out how, when I go visit Julian, I am going to be in a hotel. So I will probably just go live from my phone, I think, for that night.
That'd probably be the best way.
I ran it. I figured it out one night. I actually mistakenly made myself work on a Tuesday. Julian, do you remember that? I figured out I could highlight comments and everything on my phone. I was like, oh. Stephen Fisher, yes, the chairs are still listed on my eBay. I am not pulling them down. The only courtesy I told the auction was that if I received an offer, I would call them first. Now, if somebody buys those chairs outright for $1,500, then they belong to that person and all bets are off the table. But if I get an offer, I will contact the auction company first.
that's nice of you.
You know, I mean, it's a hard situation, but it's not anything sentimental.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting divorced. There's one more thing to fight about.
There you go.
Yeah, and now I'm in the middle of it, you know, somehow.
They pull everybody in.
I see Kevin leaving that same comment he did on Instagram. Good cast, and Roy too.
I saw that. Christy's Corner, and we can all answer this. They had an auction for a vase go for $300 plus. To be sure, they asked for a signature on delivery. No one ever showed up the address to sign, so now this $300 vase is on its way back. Do you think they should not have asked for a signature?
Yeah, I think they should have. I know whenever I sell high priced items, and I want to be sure, again, like I said, a lot of times it's gold jewelry, things like that. I want to make sure that there's a signature conversation, you know, a person getting it. I don't want them to leave it on the doorstep and then tell me it come up missing or something like that. And then they're trying to fight eBay and I'm trying to fight eBay. I always ask for signature confirmation on the high priced items.
Steve?
What about you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't do a lot of those higher end numbers, but if I did, I've never had to do signature. The few ones I do, I just do the tracking and let it, you know, if they complain, if it gets stolen, you know, then I'll deal with it that way. But I've never done signature.
Yeah, I just sold like a $305 thing and a $280, and I didn't ask for a signature. I just let it
I've sold higher than that, and I have not asked for a signature either. I'm just saying I just never done it. I don't think it's a bad idea. I do I think I would recommend if you're gonna require a signature, you need to tell your buyer because they might need to plan to have somebody home to be able to sign for it. And that might be why it got sent back. So that would be my only thing, because maybe they would want to have it sent to their work or something, which then you're going to have a whole nother problem because you're shipping to an address not on eBay. But
Yeah, like I said,
I would just give them a courtesy, like, hey.
Yeah. As for me, I've only done it on items that I think are unique or special, something that may have a problem. Like I said, being that it was a vase, I would probably have asked for the signature and probably had insurance because in case it got broken on its arrival or something like that. So,
yeah, and I do always insure up to the value, guys. Always, and I pay that. The buyer doesn't pay it. I always, and you get $100 free insurance with eBay if you print your label off there. Do you get any reimbursement for free returns? Stephanie, like Steve mentioned earlier, you could take back, like if they sent you a new item back open, you have the opportunity to withdraw or deduct 50% off of it. Plus they take off your negative feedback. Like if that buyer left a negative feedback, they would remove it. But and you get 10% off of your eBay fees as well if you do free 30-day returns.
Right.
Yay! Mama Flipper is Profit Monster's mom, for those of you that do not know.
Okay.
I think she's talking about jewelry. That's awesome. Yeah, I did a lot of jewelry for a few months. I go through phases. I do, I'll do a lot of something and then I all of a sudden change to something else. Kevin, yeah, see, I didn't see it in the chat till just now. Golf. Thank you for being here, Kevin. From everyone but Roy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to assume this is for Julian. Golf club question. If unable to find a club brand and is not on eBay and cannot find comps, is it possible that it is part of a major brand? If so, what resources are they?
I would say if you've looked on Google and eBay and you have the actual name brand on the golf club and it's not coming up, it's either super, 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 super rare that nobody else has one, or it's not a big name brand. There was a putter. Somebody was talking to me about a putter, and it was had a guy in a casket. It was a real weird looking putter, and there was no name brand on it. We actually was able to find that one. But if it has the name brand on it and you can't find it, that means it's probably not that name brand. It would be very difficult to find it, I would think. I mean, it's probably some off the wall brand, because if you can't find on eBay like a sold comp or on Google, we were able to find the other one on Google. It was not on eBay. So I'm going to say probably not name brand.
Yeah.
Or it's like $1 million. One or the other.
This is another one. I'll let Julian give a little input and then I'll tell you what I have learned with my few golf clubs. She's had a few golf clubs listed for 3 months plus and haven't sold one.
I will tell you this, golf club sales for me, because I've haven't really found a lot, but I was selling 10 a day. I'm down to like two today and one other thing coming out golf related. So they've definitely dropped a good bit, but it all depends on the brand. I mean, new Callaway stuff, Ping stuff, all those top brands, they sell faster. The other things that I show, like if you see my what sold, you see me sell like a Dunlop or something like that, I'll tell you it's been sitting for 8 months. It's been sitting for a year. Those still sell. They just take a really long time. So if you're trying to sell like a older off-brand or still name brand, but off-brand other than the big ones, they still will sell, but they might sit for 6 months to 8 months. So,
yeah.
So be
and
patient.
I would say check your price comps again, just to make sure you're not priced too high. I have some that have been sitting back here forever and some moved really fast of the same brand. So it might just be a matter of waiting, or you might want to drop your price just a little bit. Hello, Justin. Thank you for coming in. My friend, Flipping Accountant, was on with us last week. Krause House Sift and Thrift. She always has amazing questions, by the way. Have you ever been to a yard sale or store when someone grabbed something you wanted before you could?
Can't really for me, I can't really say that. I mean, I might have been eyeing something on a table and somebody picked it up, but it, being a reseller of many different things, it's just okay, whatever, and keep on going. There's nothing really that I've eyed, or I can't think of anything like that for us. No. What about you, Steve?
Not for me. Maybe you see something in someone's cart, like, oh, that looks cool.
Yeah.
No, I've done that.
Nothing that.
Yeah, before I did.
You turn your back and you snag it. But you never, no one ever, like, while I'm looking at a shelf, walked up and grabs,
But
right in front of me,
does
or we
that
went
happen at the
same time.
bins? Steve, at the bins, does that happen? You see something and people grab it? I would think it would, right?
I mean, not the way I do it at the bins. With clothing, no. Because I don't really get in the mix. I get in the mix with clothing. But when it's the hard goods, I let them go crazy at the hard goods. And when they clear out, then I go in. And I still always find stuff in the hard goods. So the hard goods gets crazy, so I don't get in that mix. So, but you can see they're grabbing. So it's definitely happening, but it's not to me when I'm in there.
Yeah.
I would say on my last video it happened. I grabbed it was like a 50-cent, nice looking Revere wear copper bottom. My hand was on this 100%. It's in the video. Wow. And some lady just comes over and she's like, I was going to grab that. And she took it. And I was like, I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, I saw that.
And she looked at me like I was the bad guy. So I was like, you know what? You win. I don't care anymore.
I'm bad about picking something up and not knowing if I'm going to get it and drive around with it for a while and then put it back because I don't want anyone else to get it.
But that'd be better, than somebody else grabbing it. Yeah. I've had it happen, but I don't remember what. Like, it was nothing memorable enough that I'm like, oh, that time this person grabbed that. But it's definitely, especially at estate sales that have like really nice stuff and where you can't, especially now, you're trying to like social distance. And I'm like, what is that? And then it's gone. And I'm like, oh, okay. I am going to highlight this. And Richard shared tomorrow morning, I am going to be on Johnny's channel, Cajun Roots Reseller at 9. I'm busy tomorrow. Okay. I'm really busy. I'm going to be on Johnny's channel at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So really early for you West Coast people. And then at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am doing my first live sale that, as Richard pointed out, I said I would never do. I just will own that right now in front of everybody. But Yvonne asked me, and I think it'll be fun. So it'll be on Yvonne Thrifty Rich's channel, and I'll share both of those out probably after the show tonight. I didn't want to have like too much live stuff going on. So I went thrifting today for stuff for the live sale and found some cool stuff. I hope. I've never done a live sale, so I'm kind of nervous and worried that I'm going to suck at it. But I'm going to do it. I am going. I will survive. Listen, if people don't buy my stuff, I'm going to like cry. I'm going to be like, oh. But I got stuff cheap and I plan on starting it really cheap. So that is my plan. Let's see. Michelle Horman has a question. If something gets broken, how do you handle it? Do you take the loss or do you make the buyer jump through hoops and get the item to the shipping company? And how does eBay handle that?
Okay. Well, first of all, I have had items arrive broken probably 2-3 times in 10 years. But what I've done, well, especially since times have changed, but the last time I had something happen, I asked the buyer to take a picture of it and send it to me so they could prove that it did break upon arrival. So that way I just didn't have somebody claiming it broke and they were wanting a refund. Now that they did that and they sent me a picture, and yes, I don't know what happened, whether the UPS gorillas decided to jump on it or what, because I had packaged it really well. But since they showed it to me, it was broken. I just went ahead at that time and offered them a refund without them even sending it back, because there was no sense in them mailing it back. I wasn't going to be able to resell it. And I told them I would be more than happy just to refund you, and you can just throw away the item, do whatever you want. Now, in the past, before technology and the way cameras and as fast as things are back in the day, and probably still could be done today, if you have a person that's not going to send you a picture, then I would have them send me the item back before I'd even consider giving them a refund, because you're going to look and examine the item, especially if it was a brand new item. You want to make sure it wasn't out of the package or something like that. Or if it is, can it still be resold? At that time, I would probably talk to them. Communication works great. Do a partial refund or a full refund, depending on what the item is or how they acted. Really, the buyer has a lot to play in attitude as well. So if you got a good buyer, you're more in tune to be a good seller. And then generally, I've never had to run into eBay because of that. So I can't say that part on eBay.
Yeah, I would say weigh your frustration versus dollar value in that situation.
Yes.
You know, what is it going to take to have them or you or dealing with eBay and USPS or whoever putting in a claim and so forth? If you got that item for a couple of dollars, like Roy said, sometimes you're just better off. Once you got the proof that it did break in shipping, refund it and move on and take. You're not really taking a loss about what you bought it for. Unless it was a couple $100. If you sold it for $20 and you paid $5, the frustration is not worth the $10 you're making. Just cut it off and move on.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah. And I'm the same way. I have them send me pictures. And like Roy said, I can't sell that. So I don't want to pay the return shipping once they prove to me, and I just refund them. Sometimes even if it costs you $100, you don't really have a choice. But you can file USPS claims if they send you the correct photos and get reimbursed by USPS if the box was damaged and you have proof. I will tell you, I haven't filed a USPS claim in probably close to a year now, because I'm like Steve's saying, I'm out $2 or I'm out $5 or $10. And USPS does look at how many claims you make. I will tell you that. So I'm like, do I want to file this claim for this $20 item when I might have a $300 item broken next week? So I typically don't even file USPS. I cut my losses and move on. And eBay, if it's broken, is probably going to side with your buyer if they have proof, if you're trying to fight it. Now, there's also the other end where they don't send pictures and we're just trying to get a partial. And if I feel like that is what's going on, they are going to send it back to me or they won't get a return. And you'll see they won't want to send pictures. Some people fish for partials. It's not very frequent, but it does happen for sure. Ken Phelps had a buyer ask if he could send me a label from his FedEx account instead of buying shipping in the listing. Has anyone ever done this?
Buyer asked, oh yeah, well, I haven't done it, but I know you can do that. You can send them a link, but basically you're buying the shipping label and you can send it to them, or you can send them a QR code where they can take it to FedEx or UPS and they'll print a label and put it on the package. I haven't done it, but I know you can. So.
I've never done it.
Nope.
So I have done it. I did it for $500 Ethan Allen chairs. It was actually a guy owned his business and he wanted to use his business account to ship the chairs FedEx instead of UShip. And he called the FedEx company close to me and talked to them. And I didn't even have to pack them. I just literally walked in and said, hey, this guy, blah, 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 said he was going to call you and pay for the shipping for these. Do I just give you these chairs? And they said, yeah. And I said, okay. And handed over $500 Ethan Allen chairs. And it turned out fine. So I have done that. Only that one time, but I have done it. Stephen, mine does too. I am on my phone's Wi-Fi. I noticed it before we started, luckily. I'm going to put this up and you might get some different answers. JTA Bornify, best printer to print your labels.
I got to go with Rollo printer. I'm going to be the Rollo bandit on that one.
I'm on Rollo.
I'm on Team Dymo.
And I am Dymo as well. So we are 50-50 split. I actually put both in my Amazon store, my little links, because I've never tried a Rollo, but I haven't had issues with my Dymo. And I got the Dymo because I found it for $80 on Marketplace with some labels, and that's what I did. But you also, when you're just starting, you can start with just a regular $30 Walmart printer, guys. You don't have to buy inexpensive one. You can tape them on till your friend gets tired of seeing sacks of 20 taped on labels and buys you a Dymo.
It's true.
Julian.
Yeah, I've got a stack of printer paper over here, or the printer stickers from my old inkjet. I still have probably 1,000 over here, because that's how I started and how I went for the longest time. And Kim used
and you can buy like the 2 labels on a sheet that peel off. The only thing, and I will tell you in Florida that the thermal printer is a lifesaver, is right now it's hurricane season. And I'm sure Steve can tell you, like, it's always raining. And if you use like a inkjet, your labels are going to run all over the place. But with the Dymo or Rollo, I think a thermal printer, whichever you want. I'm not like anti-Rollo. I just have never used a Rollo. I just happen to find a good deal on a Dymo.
And one thing I want to say something real quick.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Anybody that's considering using a thermal, especially anybody out here that's watching and maybe fairly new, whether it's a Rollo or Zebra or Dymo, is do not put clear tape over the barcode of those labels. I actually had a customer send me a picture. From the time I did it, the very first time I did a Rollo label, the first week, my old habit was put tape over the labels, but I never did over the barcode, but I always did over the address in case of rain. And that was because of the HD or the printer. Well, they sent me a picture showing me their address was just barely showing, and clear tape will make thermal printing disappear.
Oh, interesting.
And it only been in shipment for maybe 5-6 days before they got it. So do not put clear tape over the barcode or the address.
Dave, my lovely friend, coming in with the hard question that I can't answer. I see Cameron right below the question saying Google Lens. Does anybody have any information on how to date ceramic salt and pepper shakers?
No, we're not a ceramic expert, so no, not here.
No, I mean, I would just, you got to Google Lens or take a picture with the eBay app and see what comes up, and just like, go on Google too. Cork stopper salt shaker, and just start reading and see what, kind of find something close.
Yeah, I'd agree. Oh, and whoever had that golf club question, message me on Instagram, send me a picture of it. I'll see if I can help you figure that out. I meant to say that, and I don't know why I didn't. So,
Pame says, is Odagiri a Bolo brand? And we can all answer this. I don't know how many people are familiar with the brand.
It probably actually gets some different responses. I would probably disagree a little bit with Jocelyn on that. I think she likes Odagiri. I like finding Odagiri, but I'm learning about it a lot. And in fact, I could tell you that I just picked up some trivets or wall plaques. They can be used for either way, the way they're made. And I saw them and picked them up right away because it said Odagiri on it. And anything I've sold Odagiri sold really well. And when I got them home and looked at them, they are so common, it is ridiculous. They only sell for about $10-15 for a piece if you're lucky. And most of the time, the Odagiri stuff I find is usually $30, $40, $50. So,
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Japanese maker of pottery.
Yeah, it's pottery. Yeah.
So I would say it's like any other brand. There are some Bolo items. I picked up a little like parrot vase for a couple bucks, and it sold for 30 in 2 days. And then I have mugs that are Odagiri that have been sitting in my store for months and months. So some items are a Bolo and some are not. I don't really know of any. I can't think of any brand that everything from that company is a Bolo. Like your Nikes, you're going to have lower selling ones. That's like what popped into my head. And like, I'm sure Julian can tell you same thing with golf clubs. There are going to be clubs from brands that are not a Bolo, but overall the brand might be a Bolo. So I would say I would try and look up like the specific item, which is what I do typically when I find Odagiri. I try and get comps on it exactly. Lynn Seth's Adventures. If you can't find any marking on the product and it's very unique, I have a glass bottle that looks like it could be a perfume but has a hole in the bottom.
Yeah, well, if you can't find it, Google it, look for it. You don't know much about it. There's Worth Point that sometimes will help out. Of course, you got to pay for Worth Point. But
oh, hey, I have something to say about that.
Okay, go ahead.
That was an amazing.
I have a Worth
transition.
Point link. I got
There
it
you
today.
go.
So if you would like to pay for Worth Point,
Great.
please use my link. I'm so happy because I've been promoting Worth Point for like a year.
Yeah.
And then the other day, Courtney Bolo Buddies, I saw her in the chat. She said she had one. I'm like, what? They have one? Like, how did I not know this? I've been like promoting and like. So now I have a link. If you would like Worth Point and you're on the fence, now's the time to jump.
Now's the time.
Sorry for interrupting. I was so happy. I messaged Richard today. I'm like, I have a new link. I was all happy about it.
Yeah,
Because
no,
if
that-
it's something I use a lot, I love it. Like the bubble wrap. Like it's so easy. Like I'm already using it, you know, I use it and I'm happy to, you know, I'm like, I have my own link. So anyways, I'm like a 5-year-old when it comes to that. Steve, what do you do?
Something like that. I like to, you know, something I have no idea what it is. Just type in, I go to Google, type in the description, and I go click on the images tab and just start scrolling through pictures. You know, a lot of times you're going to see something that's very close to what it is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of like unique things, but I'll give it about 20 minutes and then I sit it right there on my desk. And about 3 weeks later, I'll be like, I'm tired of looking at you. And then I sit there for hours and look at pictures, just like, it's got to be in here. So,
Right.
and then keywords, anything to, you know, basically keywords is where it comes to after if you can't find it with pictures.
I
What would
had one that
resellers
was
do now?
signed. Yeah, I had one that was signed that I couldn't find, and it was a perfume bottle. It didn't have a hole in the bottom of it. I posted it in Jocelyn's Facebook group. I posted it in Dominic Primetime Treasures Reselling Resource. Nobody knew. And I ended up I think I had paid a couple bucks, and I just priced it where I would be happy and keyworded it well. And it sold for $35 in like a month. And I still don't know what the heck or who the heck made it, but it sold. So if you can't, I don't spend a lot of time looking for stuff. If I don't find it pretty fast, I'm going to just keyword it well, price it where I want it, and hope it sells. And normally it does.
There are some times where I've come across an item and I have not found it at all, no matter how much I did search for it. Like Julian, hours, no. But now, if I think it's something that's with some good value, then I'll put some value on it and list it. Or if I'm really unsure and I just know I'm going to make my money back and then some, maybe a little bit, then I'll put it on auction. And I've been surprised at how well sometimes that'll work, because at auction, people do know what it is. And in today's world with the eBay auctions, they'll fight for it. So.
And I had done that with mine, and I got no bids. And then I priced it up, buy it now, and it sold 2 days later.
Go
you
figure.
know, like
That happened to it.
it happened. Look, I'm going to show you guys. Because I have a little thing sitting here. I'm going to show you a couple things I'm going to sell on the live sale tomorrow night. So I found this cute little bird. He has like Millefiori. He's a little paperweight. So I'm going to sell him on the live sale tomorrow. I found him at the antique mall. And then I found this other paperweight that's really cool too.
Yeah.
Cool paperweights. I thought these would be cool. There's stuff I would normally list, but I'm like, if I buy them today, I won't list them. And then what else? Oh, this is uranium. Can I show it? I wonder if I turn my thing off. Let's see.
Show your glow.
Let's see if it will glow. Look at that.
That's neat.
Yeah. Nice.
That's neat.
It's showing.
So
It's doing something.
I'm gonna have that. I'm hoping. I mean, I know what I like, and you know, I don't know. I'm just winging it. I'm looking. I will be fine. I'll just cry if people don't buy my stuff. I'll be like, what did I do? Yeah, Mike, listen, I might be able to find a free gift with every live sale. I have plenty of stuff to give in here. Listen, I saw a fairy lamp but it was like priced at like $20. And I'm not that familiar with fairy lamps. I've only found one fairy lamp, and it was cheap at a garage sale. I never see fairy lamps here. I'm really excited about going to Pennsylvania to see Jocelyn in a few weeks, because I'm hoping I can thrift and find that stuff, because I don't here. The glass I find that's cool, I get from estate sales. You just don't see it in the thrifts here. Joe Philly Picker would like to know if you guys got the t-shirt framed up from the reseller rally yet.
No, that's supposed to go right there in that spot up there. And it's not there yet. And I got it right here. Still waiting. Still with everybody's signature. Still waiting. But no, it's supposed to go up there.
Up above your RK Treasure Center?
Yeah, right here.
Perfect.
I just haven't. I actually got the right frame for it, and then Kim stole it for something else.
I gave it to our daughter. It had a good saying in it, and we were taking care of her after surgery. And I said, "Oh, Amy would love that." And he said, "I bought it for my t-shirt." I said, I said, "Look what your dad bought you."
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh, Dad, thank you." And Roy's like,
Okay.
"Okay."
Looks like I'll be looking for a new frame.
It was a perfect frame too. Let me tell you, it was wide, had enough room for it.
I hope she doesn't watch this.
Oh my gosh. Trina sent over a $3 super sticker. Trina, thank you so much. I am going to give you a super chat. I'm reading all these return stories.
Yeah.
Somebody listen, I got a comment yesterday, and I don't know if she's in here, and she said her husband makes fun of her and she hates the annoying dolphin. And then she went on to say, I've helped her so much, and just get a shirt with the annoying dolphin already so she can buy her husband one. It was, I hate your dolphin, but just put it on a shirt, like it's your dolphin. It was a good comment. She said she has to wear her headphones because her husband mimics the dolphin and kind of makes fun of her for watching. So if I see her in here, I'll give an extra dolphin. Yeah, see, watch. I would recommend to any of you that are looking for thermals, before you buy one new, look on Facebook Marketplace. Try and find one locally. It's really hard to find them at a good price on eBay. They go for almost retail, but you can sometimes find them for a good discount locally. That's funny. I listed a Build-A-Bear retired woolly mammoth, only comp, new with tag 50. Mine was used, listed at 39, sold in 5 minutes.
Very good. Very good.
If it was the only one, I would have probably tried to get like 100.
Well, why not?
Well, because there's no other one. So if somebody wants a woolly mammoth, whether it's new or not,
Yeah, $100 best offer.
How many of us had to look up Oda Jerry? Well, now you all learned something. You learned something tonight. R10 Roof. What is your favorite or best find yet? And was it for personal or to sell?
Ooh, best find yet.
I have one.
You go ahead.
Years and years ago, when we first started eBay, we went to Goodwill, and there was a silver log, and it would open. It had a hinge on it, and it had like this velvet material inside, and it was just unique. It was a log, but it was all silver. And Roy said, "I think this is real silver." I said, probably not, but he said, "Let's get it." I think we got it for like $10. So we brought it home, and he looked it up, and it ended up being like, we sold it for like $140, $150. It was out of New York. It was a unique piece that someone had made, a rare,
Yeah, just a little. It was like a little trinket box.
Yeah.
Huh, very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember that one because, it was our first.
Everything's a good find.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And then this one
That's
came
right.
from the flea market. She was free.
That's a good find too.
That's a good
That's
find. too.
funny.
Not too bad.
she's
My-
a
mine-
needy friend.
Yeah, I have Chihuahua Yorkie mixes, and mine came from a chicken swap. I was
Oh,
selling
my
chickens
God.
and came home with
We
a
all-
dog.
We always had big dogs. I don't know how we ended up with her. She is the most needy, neurotic little thing, but I love her. She's weird. You pet her and she growls at you, and then she pushes your hand to keep petting her. It's like she growled earlier. That's why we started cracking up, because she was growling at us and we don't even know why.
That's pretty funny.
I'm talking
What's
about
yours, Steve?
I don't know if I favorite. I don't try to. I don't really collect anything that I find. As far as best dollar wise, I mean, at the bins, I found a lot of things that I've sold for between $100 and $150 range from the bins. I'm paying $1. You know, vintage Bushnell binoculars. I found some, like a month ago, some Louis Vuitton T-shirts that one sold within like a couple of hours for like 120. And just the other day, I found a Sony Walkman. The model is D6C. Look that up. You'll be amazed. It's like this professional older Sony Walkman. It's like much larger than I never knew of them. And working, they sell for about $800.
Wow.
And just for parts not working, they sell for like between 3 and 4. And I just listed it today for $375. And by weight, I probably paid like $1.50 for it.
That's awesome.
So we'll see what
That's
happens.
good find.
Yeah. Best recently would be that Sonos receiver I got down in Georgia, $10, sold in 5 minutes for $305. Favorite is going to be anything that I can use personally for fishing. That's like a good deal. If I get like a good reel or rod and I show it, that usually never hits eBay. I have like a very large collection right now of different fishing gear.
I don't know. I might be able to top you, but my
No,
personally,
you can. Just give me time. Give me time.
I don't know.
I think my favorite lately is those Kingfisher pens that I got $5 into, and that I've sold 2 for $300 each from the Chinese Qing Dynasty.
Yeah, they were good.
They're like this big and sell for $300+, and I got 10 of them in a cart lot from an auction. And then I forgot about this because we get asked this question quite a bit. About a year and a half ago, when I first started YouTube, and I know Roy and Kim, we were talking at that point. I sold 2 Smokey and the Bear posters for $250 and $350. They were rolled up in a trash can, and I paid $10 for the trash can and all the posters, and they sold for $250 and $350 within a month. And I knew they were older posters because it was like I still have the trash can and the rest of the posters. I got so excited about those, I haven't even listed the rest. I knew they would be older posters because it was a 1970s like classic metal tin trash can, and the auction didn't even bother to look up or like open them. And they sold for crazy money. Christine Curran, a bolo is be on the lookout for. So I know right below you is Bolo Buddies. Her channel is all about bolos, which are items that you find that will sell either for good money or they'll sell fast. So everybody, and I see everybody, Harry Humstone, stop saying the wrong thing. Beyond the, unless he did text to talk, then he might not have meant to.
Well, that could be actually right. Be on the lookout, not beyond.
Beyond the lookout.
Beyond the lookout.
Kim, I have a link. Use it. I would be so happy. I'm so happy that I have a Worth Point link now. Mike saying, yeah, you can make junk drawers out of a lot of things, and junk drawers do well on eBay on auction. Like, throw a bunch of stuff together and call it a junk drawer. Crosshouse, Sift, and Thrift. Any nasty buyers or possible buyers, how do you deal with them?
Turn them over to me because Roy doesn't like to. I write the nice stuff. Can
I hire you, Kim? Are you for hire?
Yeah, he can word stuff, and I say you can't say that. So this was earlier, and I said I'll write it.
I think it's just Well, you got people that are just a little
He's
rough,
more short. Yeah.
but I had this one guy from New York who bought something from me, left me good feedback, and then opened a case on me saying that they never purchased it and that it was somebody else had purchased
I've
it.
had that happen too.
Yeah.
And so then I had contacted eBay. eBay said, well, and then of course this was when PayPal, before eBay and PayPal changed. So they ended up siding with me. And I didn't say anything, but then the guy started harassing me. He kept constantly contacting me and trying to, he opened a case through eBay. Then he opened a separate case through PayPal. Then he opened one through his credit card company. Jeez. And all the while I would looked it up and found out that, and the guy kept at the very bottom of every email, he would send me his picture and his phone number. And so
I think he liked you.
I don't know.
Actually, wait a second.
Well, I did the little search with the phone number and found out he was some really high, expensive museum curator person in New York.
Yeah.
And there was fraudulent lawsuits against him where he took stuff and claimed and made claims and stuff. And I said, and what he bought from me was like a $30 item.
Yeah. Oh, we did have someone one time that just went off on us. I mean, every curse word in the book, just long thing. And Roy wrote this thing back, and I said, you can't send that back. So I rewrote it. And the next morning there was a little thing. He said, sorry, I was drunk.
That's great. Oh, yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. Kim helps me out a lot.
That's pretty good.
That's my job.
I like that.
The easiest thing to do is eBay has a feature to block them if you don't know about that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, my block list is probably only like 5 people. Pat remembers one of the situations that I had to put someone on there.
They are on my block list as well. Yes, I do remember that situation.
Dealt with
They're on Julian's block list as well because I told him about it.
Yeah, well, I had blocked this guy, but then that's when he went through PayPal, and then that's when he went through his credit card company and all that stuff. And then I was getting stuff in the mail. So,
I mean, I get a lot of I call them just dumb questions. And being Italian New Yorker, right away, I reply, and if I'm not watching with my wife TV, and I'll reply, and I'll look at her, and she'll be like, "You can't send that." So I'll always pause. I gotta pause before I hit the send, retype it, and then
I can't
deal with someone.
You have a white filter too.
Yeah.
I would say that if you give me anything and you haven't bought anything yet, and you're already asking not like questions, even dumb questions, I don't really care.
5 questions.
If you're being rude about something, I immediately block you. I don't even respond. You
don't want to deal with it. Yeah.
I don't even want to deal with it.
You're not buying this. Thanks for your questions, but no thanks.
Yeah, but no thanks. If you've already bought it from me and then you become nasty, I just had one of those, and I will just try to kill you with kindness and do whatever I can, but you can only be pushed so far. And then it's just like, hey, this is my last email to you. After this, I'm done talking. The situation's done. And then they can sit there, because after they buy it, even if you block them, they can still contact you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, on that item. And it's like, this is crazy. Yeah. So I don't know if eBay should switch that, where once you, because they kept contacting me.
That's one guy.
On that one item.
Yeah, because they bought an item, they can keep contacting you.
Yep.
I don't have the filter, and I don't have anybody stopping me. So I'm sending the messages that they're saying they shouldn't. I don't have tolerance for it, and I just send it. And Brad's probably worse than me. That's why I said I need to hire Tim, because I am I'm not. Yeah, if they're ridiculous, I try to stop myself, but after a couple, I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm saying what I really think. I was nice to you for 2 replies. That's the limit. The third one, you're going to get it. I do the same as Julian. If they ask a ton of questions, I feel that makes me feel like they might return it or they're going to nitpick it and try and get a partial refund. And I go ahead and block them because I don't want them to buy from me. And my block list is very, very long. It is not short like Steve's. Mine's long. So yeah. Ken Phelps, myself, and Roy and Kim, who are below me, were at the reseller rally. Julian and Steve were not. So half of us were. Hello. And Dave, Tesla Picker was there. Dave, my good friend. Dave was there with us, dancing and cutting up on the dance floor. Hi, Dave. Mama 5 Vintage Hive. I like that name. Do you all get most of your inventory on auctions?
No. Most of my inventory comes from, well, a lot lately has been the thrift shops, but before everything, even last year, was at garage sales, but and estate sales. But garage sales have actually picked up quite a bit recently for us. But so
we want to hit the flea markets. They have a lot down here.
Yeah, the flea market.
It's just so hot. I mean,
Well, they don't have the best stuff at our flea markets. They got big ones, but they don't have the best stuff.
Yeah. They have, what are those where you climb up the clothes?
The ropas.
They have the ropas, but you can climb up these big mounds of clothes. They're as big as a house. And when I say that, and
yeah, we talked about that before.
Yeah,
we did talk about it on the last show.
Years ago, I could do it. I can't climb up them no more. And when I sat in the middle, I saw these roaches crawling through, and I couldn't do it. I was like, I'm not going back.
We ain't going back to that. But no, but picture a warehouse with a pile of clothes that looks like a mountain.
But you can find, I mean.
Oh, yeah. We have found some good clothes in there. Yeah. We'll wash them up and then resell them.
Yeah. But I mean, with tags, leather coats, and all kinds of stuff. But to me, it's not worth it.
I mostly do the Goodwill bins and a few local thrifts. I don't go to Goodwill, Salvation Army, and I have a bunch of them near me. Within 10 miles, I think I have like 7 Goodwills, 4 Salvation Armies. And I stick to the bins and like 2 local thrifts that are just priced real low. Once in a while,
like family-owned ones?
No, they're like one's for like a alcohol rehab center, and another one is for like a food pantry.
Okay.
So, the better causes and the local causes, and they have really good stuff and they have really good prices. So
I would say recently since my buying power has gone up at yard sales, if I have a good yard sale, I'll buy a ton of stuff. I'll buy out the yard sale if it's decent. And so that I'll take it because it's so, if they're giving good prices and I know I can make money on it, it's so much easier to do it that way. Auctions was a big part of what I was doing before, but since I'm buying so much at yard sales, I really don't have to do that right now. But in the winter, I'll go straight back to the auctions.
Right.
And I probably 90% of my inventory that's on is from auctions. And I'm sure that's asked because I think everybody knows that's like my preferred route. But with putting out daily videos, I'm thrifting to put out videos. So I'm thrifting, but I'm finding like my shoes I found last week, like I've already made like over $200 off of shoes that I paid like $3 a pair. And now I know which thrift store has those shoes. Actually, there are 2 of them. And so I'm thrifting, but I'm not doing auctions right now because I want to work through that death pile. And like I said, I've gotten rid of 1. I need to look. I still have 3. I still have 3 racks with 15 banker boxes each that are not listed. Now, some of it might be like one big thing, but I wanted it all in banker boxes on the shelf. So it works better for me because I'll thrift. I might pick up like 20 items. I can list those that day, and then I don't go thrifting for 4 days, and then I work through the death pile. But if I look at an auction, I bid. That's how I ended up with the deer heads we talked about last week. And everybody's like, oh, just look. And I'm like, I can't just look because if I see profit, I'm gonna buy it. I can't oh, that's nice. So yeah. Cheryl, welcome. I'm glad you are here. Yeah, we have you're right in the middle. You made it right before the middle half. Harley, I would be interested to know if anybody else can answer this. Let's see. So she has a copy of a book and eBay took it down. There were multiple ones listed and sold. Why are some listings for the exact same book allowed and others aren't?
Well, it's let's see, Mein Kampf, that'd be Hitler's diary, so that's probably why it was taken down. And sometimes eBay just can't flag them all. Now I have sold, I don't remember, I can't remember what it was. I sold something a long while back, and then after I sold it, found out it was an item that you're not supposed to sell on eBay. They just can't flag every single one of them. So
yeah, that's exactly what it is. I knew someone that was selling things that were bootlegs like years ago, and he got caught. And there was ones listed, ones sold, the ones active, and if some of those that you might see have sold might have went up and sold right away before the system caught them. So
yeah,
something like that, it's not worth. Once leave it alone.
I agree with all that.
yeah, and that's pretty much what I'd say. They probably priced it low, it sold right away before it could get. And eBay will still come after the fact, and if you haven't shipped it, they'll take that sale away from you. So some of those sales might not have been completed as well. Right. Miss Jean says, is there some trick to listing items auction versus buy it now? I tried both and never seemed to get any bids on auctions.
I'd say maybe that's kind of hard. Everybody's got a different analogy or perception about that. A lot of times when it comes, I'll do my gold as a good example. Something I know that's going to sell. Gold's going to get its value. So when I sell my gold, I start my auctions at 99 cents because there's no and if or buts. The gold is going to sell at a good price. Sometimes I've started auctions where I know the about range it should go for, so I may start it up a little bit higher, $5, $10, or maybe even start an auction at 20. Recently, I got some Furbies. I got some listed up here, and they're going to sell for some good money, and I started them straight off the auction, start off the top, straight at $20. So I think it kind of depends on the item, and if you're not getting any bids, it may be you need to start the starting bid lower, or it's just not a popular enough item to go for either an auction or buy it now.
Yeah, it depends what you're selling. That'll answer the question right there. I do a lot of clothing, and clothing is not for auction. Unless you're a sneakerhead and when they do the new releases and you jump in and you get a limited edition sneaker, then you can put that on auction. But it all depends on your item, and I don't do auctions. Not at all.
Yeah. And I would agree 95% of my items are buy it now. Unless you have a very, very popular item, auction is not the format to do because you're taking a chance that exact right buyer is going to find it within the 5 days or 7 days or even 10 days. So like stuff that I've auctioned has been like video game systems. I had some that didn't work. And I'm like, I'm just going to auction it. Like, I want to see how much I can get. And basically I couldn't test it. I bought it on auction, in a lot. I couldn't get it, but when I do auctions, I start them at the lowest I'm willing to take. So if you're not getting bids, either the right buyer's not seeing it or you're probably pricing it too high, what I would say. Julian, Mr. Auction.
Yeah, I do a lot of lotting things up, like miscellaneous tools and stuff. Like I call them like grab bag tool socket sets and stuff like that. And they do really good on auction. I start them low because I'm already in the profit no matter what. But I usually start my auctions on the least amount what I'm going to want to get for that item. If it doesn't sell, I just put it buy it now. And I only auction things that I think have are super unique and I don't really have like an idea of how much they're going to go for, or I know it's like super in demand. Like if you get like a nice Penn International and you have like the only one that's like in pristine condition with the box, I'm going to go ahead and auction that off because it's going to bring value. Like there's no way that it's not going to be bid.
Right. So. And I would say look for stuff that has more sold than listed because then you're going to know that stuff's selling really well. So when you look up your items, Gene, look how many are listed. So say there's 50 listed. I would want to see like 75 or 100 sold to do it on auction, or if you can't find the item. Right. Mama 5 Vintage, it's very possible they're priced too high. I can tell you when I do my store reviews, I've started looking a little more at pricing. And a couple of the reviews I did last month, their prices were $10 and $15 higher than the competition. And that's why their stuff wasn't selling. So if your stuff's not selling and it's been a long time, you might want to recomp it, because maybe the market dropped from when you listed it, or if you were new and didn't know how to really, price comp. You want to be in line and at the same price as everybody else in the market, or a little bit lower, not a lot, a little bit. If you're a lot lower, A, people might think something's wrong with it, and B, you're not going to make as much money as you could. So don't, you want to make sure and check. Renee, welcome. I hope you are feeling better, my friend. And Mike, I meant to say it early. It's so funny. Mike said 10, and he was going to start the bidding in the chat. And that I want to know how Mike knows what I'm going to start him at, because that is what I was planning on starting those paperweights at. So I thought that was funny. Do you have to start as a non-store on eBay, or can you get an eBay store right away?
Well, let's see. How do we do that? Well, I think for most people, you want to start off and just start on eBay to get the hang of it. You want to kind of understand it, and you're going to get a few free listings, but not many. But what do they give you now? Well, I think 100 or something like that now. And then you can you kind of learn. You want basically what I say is start off with eBay, sell cheap items to start getting your feedback, because that's going to help you a little bit. And then you jump into a store. Now, when we started, and again, this was 10 years ago, we started just selling eBay. I got my free listings. I started listing a bunch of stuff around the house, different things like that, stuff that we were finding and reselling. And I had filled up those listings right away. I contacted eBay. They gave me like 50 or 100 more. Mm-hmm. And I contacted them again and said, that's still not going to be enough at this time. I got stuff I want to list. They said, you're going to have to wait unless you open a store. So we went ahead and started with a store. And we started with a basic store. And back then,
6 months.
Yeah, back then we went about 6 months and realized we were losing money because of a basic store, because we weren't getting those free discounts, or we weren't getting those eBay discounts for shipping and so forth. So we went from even back then, we went straight to a premium store. And that for us was the way to go. But for anybody that's just starting off, get your foot in the door, start with a starter store or a basic store, get your few listings, get some feedback. And I would say if you're doing good, you think you're doing good, or if you know you're going to do good and you're getting comfortable with it, then I would actually say, and again, this is speaking for me, I would say jump into that premium store, because you're going to get those a lot more shipping discounts, a lot more eBay. I think eBay says I can list like almost $2 million worth of items, or like 250,000 items, and you get all this free, and then plus you get that $50 bonus every quarter, so you can buy some supplies.
And learning the shipping aspect of it. If you start just listing stuff, you learn the whole.
You're going to make mistakes, so you need to start off with in lower totem pole for at least 3 months. At a minimum, get yourself comfortable, because you're going to make those pricing mistakes. You're going to price stuff wrong. You're going to do your shipping wrong. You're going to make some mistakes. So you don't want them to be costly mistakes. And then I would say if it's something, whether you're doing it part-time or full-time, if you're doing it for extra money and your heart's into it, and that's what you're trying to do is get extra money or get rid of stuff in the house, but you're going to be on for a while on eBay. I'm going to do this for a year. I'm going to do this for 10 years. Then I would say jump into a premium store after 3 months and skip basic and just round up. That's, again, my opinion, and it's worked best for us that way.
Yeah, I agree. You can get a store right away, but you're going to have your limits and you're going to have your learning. And why do you want to incur, what is it, like $21 a month for the basic? There's a starter below. Don't even waste your time with the starter once you do go to the store. You either do basic, which they give you now up to $1,000, or then you could go to premium above that. But don't get that $20 a month, start out, use the free ones that they give you and just build from there. Too many people try to rush into it. They see a lot of YouTube videos and so forth, and they just want to start and they want, I got to sell 1,000 things and blah, 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 blah. And it doesn't work that way. You got to go through the processes and learn your mistakes and learn the shipping and go on. So use the free ones every month. And then once you're selling where you can afford even $20 a month, then go up to the next level and go from there.
That was so well said for both parties. I agree with them. I got nothing.
Yeah, I agree. Use your free listings, and a lot of people have been telling me they're only getting 10 items to start with on eBay now. Use your free ones and wait for your increases to come, because there's no advantage to the lower store when you're getting 250 free listings. So I would wait until you're over that point. Hello, Miss Kelly. Thank you for coming in. Eddie wants to know, I have a buyer on Mercari who wants to return shoes, says they're too tight. Would you let them? Mercari's policy says no.
I don't sell on Mercari. I can't answer that question.
Well, but just if you had shoes, they said they're too tight, you're not required to accept it. Would you accept them?
Through eBay, I would accept them. People buy stuff that's a mistake. If there's nothing wrong with them and they send them back and I look them over and everything's fine, I'll give them a refund and relist them. So,
yeah, if you're going to just turn around and sell them again, if there's no real loss, be a good person.
I agree. I do the same thing. I would let them return them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as nothing's wrong, like you're not really out anything. And I think Mercari actually pays the return shipping. You don't, unlike eBay. So you really wouldn't be out anything. Siggy wants to know the cheapest way to mail a 2-ounce Matchbox.
Well, the minimum you can mail anything on eBay is 3 ounces. To get that, they're going to give you a tracking number. So 3 ounces is the minimum. And I actually made a video in case anybody's interested. You can go back. It's called it's a shipping video, but pushing that out there.
Small little video.
We're all YouTubers. That's what we do. We self-promote, right?
But anyway, I want to say one thing I'd put in that video is what a lot of people don't think at when they weigh their items. They'll weigh something. It'll say, okay, 5.6 ounces. I'll round it up to 6 ounces because you can't do a decimal point. The minimum you can start off with in eBay is 3 ounces. However, 0 to 4 ounces is the exact same price.
Yep.
5 ounces to 7 ounces is the same price, or 8 ounces is the same price. 9 ounces to 12 ounces is the same price, and 12 ounces to 16 ounce first class is the same price. So if you keep those 4 increments in mind, when you weigh stuff, you never have to worry about it. If you see, you can just round it up or round it in that area. It's so much easier. And so what's the cheapest way to mail a 2-ounce Matchbox? If you're talking about a matchbook or a Matchbox car. If you're talking about a matchbook, and depending on how much you sold it for, you might want to just stick it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and hope it makes it. You're not going to get a tracking number. It's going to be the cheapest way with a couple of stamps.
You have no proof, though. That's the big thing.
And you don't have a proof. That's what I was going to say. I never ship anything that way. I know people that do. I've received stuff that way that I've purchased, but there's no tracking. I'm going to do the minimum, get the tracking. So it's going to cost you, $380 to $460, $420 to mail out.
They said it's matches, and does that have to go ground?
Matchbooks?
I don't think so.
If it's a Matchbox, no, it doesn't have to go ground.
No, she said they're matches, like
Matches,
matches,
flammable.
flammable.
Matches don't have to go ground though.
What about strike anywhere matches?
Why are you asking these questions?
Well, actually, you know what? I would have to actually check that because that could be considered a flammable object, but
I don't know.
I'm only asking because I ran into that and I was like, whoa, the strike anywheres look like they're like banned or something. I was like, whoa, I'm not getting into that.
Yeah,
like regular matches seemed all right.
We could Google that and look.
I did Google it and I gave up. I was like, this is too hard. I think I need a special stamp for this. So.
I think if it was wrapped properly, it probably wouldn't matter too much because it's not a flammable. It's not a liquid. It's not going to leak. It's not going to pour out. You're not going to really break it, and it'd probably be just fine. I can't see even strike anywhere if they're wrapped. I mean, they're not going to self-ignite. They're not going to rub by themselves and self-ignite. So,
yeah.
But
yep.
I did hear, I just want to add on, I think Roy covered pretty much the answer to that, but I've heard you can do like an envelope and pay like 50 cents to get a tracking number on like an envelope. So that would be like $1 something. If you want, like, I like printing stuff here, but you wouldn't be able to print that. You would have to go to the post office, purchase your postage, purchase the tracking, and then come add the tracking back into the eBay system so you can show. I'm just going to highlight these couple of comments. The dog is the star of the show tonight.
She's a needy. Oh, she keeps getting up and down.
She probably growl.
She was growling at us to get down, and we're like, okay, fine. Then she comes back and what's up?
What's kind of like filters? Hold on a minute. Listen, the filters are now listed, and they are now slowly moving out. But if Hurricane Julian comes, I will burn some of them just because I said it.
That's what's already been on YouTube.
Only if it's Hurricane Julian. Like Hurricane Tropical Storm Fred does not count, you guys. It has to be Julian or no go. Vintage Adventures wants to know, what do each of us collect?
Well, what do we collect? Everything.
For me, I had to put a stop to it because I love turquoise. I love turquoise jewelry, and I don't even wear a lot. I just like the old, like back in the 70s, 60s, the old Navajo jewelry. And if I find something, and I love anything to do with the beach. Yeah. I've got too much stuff, and it's.
I would say for me, it's not much of a collection. I collect anything. It's whatever I find is sitting in my death pile that I still need to lift because I don't.
Dumpster diving.
I don't collect anything to put on the wall. Anything that's up there is for sale. I mean, I don't. Yeah. So I can't help it. I go to somebody's house and I'll say, "Oh, it's a nice house," and I start pricing stuff in my head.
He does. That's how we got.
I remember you saying that in a video before. Like,
we were moving a bed for a friend, and he looks up on the wall and sees all the Furbies. Says, "Nice Furbies." She says, "I'm going to donate them." He says, "I'll give you $40 for them." I was like, just like that, and she says, "Okay."
Yeah.
We didn't even know if they were worth anything.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I just I give
$40
for it.
Yeah. But she was going to donate them all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really now, like for things I find, like right now I have it's only like 12 of them, but Tumi luggage tags. I got like ones of all different styles. Other than that, like I used to collect a lot of sports memorabilia. Ever since I was a kid, I have all my cards from like the 70s. And like I gave them all to my son. My son's bedroom right now, I think we have like 75 signed pieces in his room. Bats, gloves, helmets, jerseys, pictures. So, but now I don't really collect them much at all.
Yeah, I don't really collect anything that's not for sale. Like if someone
fishing reels.
But if you came up and said I'd give you $300 for that, I'd be like, what test line you want on that? I'll get that thing to you in a heartbeat. So I would still sell it. I just have a collection of them.
I will give you a quick example of something really quick before you answer, Kat. And that is, before eBay, we used to sell on go to the flea markets years ago. And we traveled the country going to trade shows and different stuff. And I had a sign that I would put on the table that said everything for sale, including the damn sign.
Yeah, that's me too. But I like turned my camera off so I could grab these. I got these and I saw more at the antique mall today and I did not buy them, but I thought about it. So I got these cool Native American sand art.
Oh.
Their sign. Nice. I got these from George, the antique nomad. I saw him in his video and I was like, oh, I want those for my desk. This is probably the first thing I bought for myself in a really, really long time. And I got this one too. He had some really cool ones at this estate he was selling. So there's these two, and the other ones are way up high. I couldn't grab them. But there were some at the antique mall today, but I think they wanted like 8 each. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to pay 8. So I don't think, except for like that was from George to like support him, support his channel. He's amazing. He comes on and like his knowledge is just incredible. So I saw him and I'm like, oh, I like those. You know, I'm going to support George. So I'm not going to sell those. But other than that, I'm a beachy person too. But here's the problem with that. I have a 1940s farmhouse. So before where I was, I had all beach decor, but now like my whole house is like the like, you know, the pine boards. What's it called? I always forget.
Shiplap?
Shiplap?
Yeah, but real from the 1940s. Yeah. So my whole house is that. So it's like how you don't put beachy. It's like a cabin farmhouse. Like, so I don't really buy. I see the beachy stuff and I love it. And I definitely pick it up to resell, but I don't keep it because I'm like, that would look absolutely ridiculous in this 1940s farmhouse. So I need to find a different style or something.
I love the farmhouse decor too. If we had it, that would be definitely not.
I should. I have not. And I probably could thrift some pretty nice farmhouse decor around here because I'm in the country.
We argued over a cow picture for about 3 months.
I love a cow picture, but it doesn't go with. He says you're all beach stuff, but I love that cow picture.
You can send me the cow, and I'll send you beach.
He wouldn't let me get it. He says, "Where are you going to put it?"
I do have beach stuff in the bathroom. The bathroom is beach, but every painting in my bathroom is for sale.
I don't
and
have
if it sells, I will buy another beach painting. You know? Steph says, do you ever worry about people from your distant past finding you on YouTube? I have anxiety about going public, but I don't want to care.
That almost sounds like a kind of a personal thing. I mean, I don't have anything to worry about from my past. So no, I don't. Anybody can find me, look at me, and here I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. At the end of the day, if you don't do it because of that, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah.
You know, if someone sees you, so they see you, and then it's no big deal. But you're missing out on maybe.
I mean, if it's a danger thing that you're scared of someone, that would be a whole different scenario. But if it's just like moving on, just move on and don't block them.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's don't anxiety just because you're nervous about someone from the past. I don't know.
Might find you.
Might find insecurity.
That's what I'm saying, an insecurity thing or something like that. Unless you're on the FBI's protection list or something, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do what you want to do and enjoy it. You know,
you'll get over it.
My ex job, I had a lot of
Julian.
I didn't want people to know where I live and all this stuff, but you can find that very easy. Like if you want to find somebody, you'll find them. The internet is vast information. So I was even a little skeptical. Like if people meet me in a public place, I'm going to be very distant real quick because I don't know who you are. So, but I will warm up to you once you say, I seen on YouTube. I'm like, okay, well now you're a little bit of a friend rather than, the other thing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really worry about it. Yeah. I do step back pretty quick. I like, if somebody comes up to me, I'm like, whoa, how do you know me? And they'll tell me, I'm like, oh, okay, we're good. So
I will like to say this for couples and because we've talked about this a lot. Social media can be the devil with, marriages and it really can. I mean, it can really damage. You hear about it all the time. And what we did was, Kat, like I went to bed the other night. You're going to crack up on this one. You and Roy, ding, 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 ding. You and Kat were having this conversation. I said, I'm going to turn down my volume while you and Kat talk. But we're an open book. Like, I see comments and some of them that are questionable have come up one time. And I'll see them, but I'll see what he puts. And we're just open that way. Because we know that it's ruined a lot of relationships. And no matter if it's eBay, Facebook, whatever, we just stay open about that. And I think because that can cause a lot of problems. Maybe that's why if someone's scared of the past coming in, maybe I hate to say it, but if someone's jealous, someone contacts them, a past boyfriend or girlfriend, or that kind of thing.
That's a very open question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say no because I don't care. And like Kim, don't spit the water. Don't spit the water. I share it all over my personal Facebook, and I accept friends on my personal Facebook that are YouTube subscribers. I will say I haven't posted as much personal information on my Facebook as I used to, but all that stuff is still there. So we're putting ourselves out there. So if you're going to do that, I think you need to be comfortable in just whatever. And like Kim said, there's a block button. You can block people and nobody will ever see their comments again. And I know how to use it. So I'm not concerned about that, but like they have a valid point. Like you're going to get, I think probably almost everybody, like people are gonna, you'll have fans. Even when you have 200 subscribers, somebody loves you, they love you and they love your channel, like these super fans. And like there have been inappropriate, like she's saying, I just like delete and it's kind of whatever, but you have to be, you have to be confident in your relationship. Like we're sitting here, like me and Julian chat all the time. Like Kim's saying, me and Roy are chatting.
It was so funny. Ding, ding, ding. I was
like but Brad knows, like I went to Cincinnati by myself. Like I'm going to meet Julian with my mom. Like Brad is not coming. You have to be confident in that. If you're putting yourself out there and your channel grows, you're probably going to get a few admirers in some way, shape, or fashion. It's going to come.
Right.
Heidi, my good friend, sent me a $4.99 super sticker. I'm going to give Heidi a dolphin. Super chat. Heidi, thank you. I saw you were live earlier, and I have been an absolute chicken today. I had a dentist appointment, and then I went thrifting to find stuff for the auction, and I've been like nonstop since 8 a.m. all the way up to like I was eating 5 minutes before we went live. Like that's how behind I am on life today. So thank you very much. Drew, Profit Monsters, your mom beat you here, my friend, but thank you. Thank you for coming in. Welcome.
Yep.
I chat with Drew's mom all the time. I love chatting with her. And then we have another super sticker. I'm going to give another dolphin. I'm driving somebody's husband crazy right now with these dolphins. Here is another one. Super chat. Yes. There's stuff like that. She said she had a customer wrote in caps, why is my package all over the United States and not my house? I think I discussed it last week. The lady who got mad at me because I couldn't make the post office bring her thing. And she said I was doing nothing to help. And she was extremely rude about it. Extremely rude.
Yeah.
And you just got to kind of go on with it, and it is what it is. They're going to come. It's part of customer service. And this is customer service, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
Like I said, I need to hire Kim. I'll message Roy with like the message and ask him to type a response, and I'll pay her from now on. I'm not good at it.
It's not a bad job. Yeah.
This is a good question. This is a good question because I have got this question twice today. What's your response to send me your lowest price? I know nobody wants to give the first number, and I feel like I've given my first offer with my list price. I respond, please make me an offer.
Yeah. That's about how I would do it. I never, unless it's some item that's been sitting on the shelf for an awful long time and I'm glad to get rid of it. I don't think I've ever, I think I've maybe had that question sent to me one time. Really? What's your lowest price? And I just kept turning it around and said, well, send me an offer. And actually, I think I sent them the exact same price that was listed and said, you can go ahead and send me a price that you think comfortable. And they didn't sell it anyway. I didn't sell it, but
never sold. But
they never answered back.
That's funny.
I would say depends on your margins. If it's an item you got really cheap, and it's either you could say, well, this I have it priced the best I can. I can't go any lower. Or you could say to yourself, hey, I'm still going to make 20, 40, 50 bucks on this item. Even if I take $10 off, just, figure out what's best for you and do it. It's not really that tough, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I do the same thing. If they send me that, I will shoot them back with an offer at my lowest price. They can take it or leave it.
No.
So I got the question twice today, and I get this quite a bit. And that is because on Facebook Marketplace, I do not accept offers because Facebook is notorious for like the worst lowball offers I've ever seen in my life, like worse than Mercari and Poshmark. So I have them turned off. So my response is typically, it depends again on how long I've had it. If it was just listed like 3 hours before, which is typically what it comes in on, I tell them I don't have best offers turned on for a reason. I feel I've priced reasonably for the market value. So this is my best price. I have answered that way. And then somebody on my Steuben strawberry, which is listed at $900, but I only paid $50. I responded to them, hey, I know the market, the other ones of this in the box like mine is are listed for $1,500 to $3,000. I think my $800 is a fair price, but you're welcome to make an offer. I do not. There are very few exceptions, like Steve and Roy said. Like if I'm really low in and I've had it a while, I might shoot them a number and be like, and I have a couple times on stuff I have a while. Like if it's at 30, I paid $1. I'll be like, oh, I can do 20 bucks. And most of the time they take that. Now, if they try and get me go lower, then I'm like, like, nope, we're done. Like you asked me, I'm honest with you. And on eBay, I will type in the comments, this is already on sale. This is my lowest. And like in the first counter offer, I'm counter offering them with my best price. Like I'm not playing this cat and mouse back and forth. And if they counter me lower, I decline. Like you could have read the comment. I told you this was my lowest. And I had that happen. I think I talked about it yesterday, that they got the point and they declined my offer the first time. And then they sent me the same back and I declined. And then they offered me what I had offered them and they bought.
Yeah.
So they'll get the point. Don't give in to it. I am going to give a double dolphin because Anita sent me a $5 super chat for the List Perfectly video I did this week. And then the ATL Flipper, who is coming up on our show, I think in a few weeks, maybe a month, but he's going to be on with us as well. I'm going to give both of them dolphins.
Super chat.
Everyone's fine.
Thank you, Miss Anita. They were really back to back, so we're gonna hit them, and then I'm gonna go back to the questions. Thank you so much. It didn't work.
Super chat.
And I see Julian saying hi to Shad Juice. I did not see Shad Juice in the chat myself, but Mike, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Southern Mom. Price pottery that is marked but not a known potter.
I don't know any discoveries. Yeah. Probably a lot with similar questions is just kind of look at eBay comps to see if you can find it. Google it, see what you can do. I sell pottery, but I've sold pottery, but I'm not an expert in it, so I can't answer that question. We can't answer that one too well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm passing at that.
I just try and find something similar. So like if it's a crock and it's a 6-inch crock, I'm going to look for pottery 6-inch crock. Not a crock, like with a K on the end, like a crock. Do you know what a crock is?
No, I got to look it up too.
Well, Google it.
I'm Googling it right now.
One good thing
I
always.
would, like, if it's a pitcher, I would look up 8-inch pottery pitcher.
Right.
And then I would look for similar. Do you see them now?
Other videos.
I would call that a small jar thing with some have
It's a
handles.
crock.
Huh, just learned something.
Nobody would ever find your small. I mean, they might. That's not the truth. I've seen like 3-word titles sell for like $200, and I'm like, with one picture. I'm like, how did they do that? It happens. Sorry, Steve. What were you going to say? I know I interrupted you.
No. I was just going to say with things like that too, try to find something as close as you can, get an idea of what the pricing is, figure out what you paid for it, and then, the best thing to do with things you have no idea what the value is, price it kind of high that you might, but you think is reasonable, and just put best offers on. And sometimes you just say, hey, if I'm going to make money, I'm going to make money on it because I still don't know what it is. See what the offers come in at.
Yeah, that'll tell you the market value too. If people like it, they'll make offers, and if you get several offers around the same, then then I might think about dropping that price. Tiffany has a Smurf mushroom booth landline, one on Worth Point for $54 in 2013, none on eBay. What would you list it for? So none available since 2013, and in 2013 it was $54. How much would you price it at?
$100 best offer.
Yeah, what I just said to do.
Yeah,
I'm with that price. Yeah, I like it.
I think I would do $150 or $200.
Well,
Why not?
Why not?
You have the only one. You're commanding the price.
You can
That's
always
why
go,
people are always like, Kat, how do you sell it for? Because I price it for that much. That's how I sell it for that much.
It's true.
Like that's the whole. I think it was pure podcast hustle. I follow them on Instagram, and they showed sold comps of other people's, and they're sold for $5 more used than new ones were selling. And that's the whole the value proposition. You can price it high, and people might think, oh wait, that one might be better. They're the same thing. But if you take good pictures, you have a good title, you very well might get it.
You can you can always lower your price, but you can never raise your price not without a good, you can raise your price, but you're going to scare away.
It's harder to raise it.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
Small town picker. If you do a store subscription, you pass your year mark. Is it month to month or do they renew? You can choose if it's annual or monthly. I think I need to change mine because I had it monthly because I wasn't sure if I was going to need to bump up. But now the premium is 10,000 listings, so I'm good. I should probably change mine because I think it's like an annual contract if you get that discounted amount.
Right.
But you need to look because some people are mine is, I think, on month to month still. I just haven't done it.
It's I think it's also going to base on, what can you afford at the point that you're starting at? You may not be able to right now. You might be able to afford a month to month price, but you may not be able to afford to pay for a year subscription because you're not selling enough or you haven't done enough, and you're working on a 2-string budget. Where down the road you might be doing just fine, and then you pay for that year subscription, and of course it's going to be cheaper that way. Yeah.
Miss Tempting Treasure makes a good point. So she did the lower store so she could have the seller hub. So, right. There is, more stuff there. So that is a good point for those of you that are new. Like the seller hub, you can run sales, you can promote things, but I've been told you can promote without a store. I just do want to say that. But that is something that you do get for a store. Neat finds from Naomi, Miss Niche. You can have 2 stores. I do. But I closed down the second one. I didn't close it down. It's still there, but there are no listings. Because what happened to me is you can only sign into one store on your phone that I'm aware of. And I would forget to check the second store because it only had like 100 listings compared to 1,000 at that time. And I would be shipping stuff out late and forgetting it. So I moved all of my listing. And I actually used List Perfectly. It was beautiful. I took List Perfectly and I copied from eBay to eBay with List Perfectly. I don't even remember how I did it, but I did it and because my custom SKU and everything transferred over to my main eBay store. And then I just took everything off. Erin is saying she thinks matchbooks do have to go ground. And then here's another one saying matchbooks do have to go ground. I have not sold matchbooks, but that is a good thing. Julian, tell the people about your thing again.
Oh no, I have something else that I'm holding.
Okay. Here, I'm gonna make Julian big.
This is if you ever watch, I like Jurassic Park. If you look behind me right there, there's a raptor head, and this is actually a raptor claw. It's not a real raptor claw. It's not real. It's not real. My brother, it's not like a fossil. My brother made this on a 3D printer. His 3D
That's
printer.
pretty cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So now
That's
it's like,
Julian's new merch. It'll be
Yeah.
available next week from his brother's 3D printer.
He actually did that skull thing too right here. It's a monster.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's from a 3D printer.
Wow. That's
So-
amazing.
I was looking at one, but the one I wanted was pricey.
Yeah.
Um, Let's see what everybody says about this. Where do you all learn all the shipping rules from?
What? We're still learning. What are you talking about? No. Where do you learn all the shipping rules from? Where else do you learn all the shipping rules from? You learn them from trial and error, and then looking at eBay or UPS and different things like that. Kind of like the matches, you look up the UPS regulations, USPS regulations, different things like that. That's how you learn by trial and error.
Yeah.
In time.
In time. That's my answer.
Yeah, I think shipping is when you start out. That's the biggest confusion for new sellers is the shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once it clicks in, it becomes autopilot, and you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
It just becomes
Of
natural.
course, I was just referring to the regulations. Now, shipping rules. I mean, what are you referring to? Shipping sizes, shipping products, what kind, that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
With rules, there's not really I guess you could say there's not really a lot of rules to really learn that much as far as like with the flammable and stuff. But the hardest part is just learning what each box, what's going to be your best price and so forth like that. That comes in time.
Yeah, I would agree. I did a lot of research on like when I was starting out on obviously like the USPS has their whole things on there. The lady that works the desk, she gave me a good education a lot about the wrong stuff that I was doing when I was turning my stuff in. She was a good source of information for the first like 2 months. And but like the matchbook thing, I knew that they either had to go ground, and then the other ones were a little bit different because I did research, and then lithium batteries. If you're selling even damaged lithium batteries, all that stuff. When is you need to research that stuff on they have information on their websites on regulations.
Right.
Yeah.
But experience,
and it's just time.
Okay.
YouTube is an excellent. I know Roy said he has a shipping video. I have a shipping video. I bet Steve has a shipping video. Watch YouTube shipping videos, how to ship on eBay, and you'll all of us. I bet you money. We're probably going to have the same core information, but we all have our own little tips and tricks that we're going to throw in. So I bet they're all a little bit different, and you're getting different perspectives. So it's not going to hurt to watch more how to ship on eBay videos. It's really not. You're just going to learn more. Mama Vintage Hive, can someone make an offer on an item and include free shipping on the offer? I accepted an offer recently and then realized that somehow the shipping was changed to free. And I can think of two things. I'll just go ahead and say this. One is if the buyer puts in the comments with free shipping, decline that offer. That is against eBay policy. That is not part of your listing. But if you accepted it and then it said free shipping, that was probably an eBay glitch or an oversight on your part. It's not gonna change. If you had calculated, the buyer has no power to change it to free. Unless there was a glitch for a while where if you were listing on your phone, it would default back to free shipping. I got caught like that a few times. But if they put in their comment, and I do get people that put that, they'll offer me whatever. And in the comment, it says free shipping. And I decline and say, you're welcome to offer me what you're willing to pay plus shipping, but I'm not offering free shipping.
Right.
I don't know if anybody has anything to add to that.
No, other than if it was a glitch, you don't want to do you can't purposely change it on acceptance. No.
I will go ahead and I read this already. Say I do not know, but Baltimore Stuff wants to know, do you guys know about taking the bubble out of the padded flat rate envelope for more room? Best tip ever.
I actually saw a video where somebody took a heat gun and placed it inside the bubble to stretch it. Right. And of course, to try to make it bigger so that way you can shove more into it.
I wouldn't have the patience.
I stay away from anything that might be close to kind of illegal stuff. If it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, it's the right way.
Manipulate federal property.
Yeah.
That would be all I will say.
Right.
Good. Yeah.
But I did not know you could do that.
I wonder what the effort is to get it out.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's in there pretty good.
It's got to be glued in.
Julian's project for the night.
I'll get this raffle ball going. We'll get out of here in a heartbeat. That is in there.
Richard is on the ball again tonight. And Richard, I do want to say look, I'm going to give Richard a dolphin without Richard giving me a super chat because Richard is awesome. So Richard, here's a dolphin for you because you rock. Thank you so much for helping me.
Super chat.
Free super chat because you're working so hard. Okay, we are going to go to our quick fire round. It is the last 10 minutes of the show. We normally go a few minutes over because we do. I am 30 minutes behind in the chat, 35. So we are going to try to answer as many questions as we can really, really fast.
Yes, no, yes.
Yes, good job. Yep. You did it. Yes, tongue and groove. Thank you. Yes, that's what it is. Okay. Lisa Liv, how early does everyone get up and do you work more than 40 hours?
I can't answer that one fast.
I'm
just say when you get up.
4 or 5 and I get everything done. He stays up till 2 or 3 in the morning and sleeps in.
I'm the night owl, so I sleep in.
And I'm the early riser. Yeah.
And do you work more than 40 hours?
Yes, he does.
I do, yes. And that's because I'm working. That's because of YouTube. It's not because of eBay. I spend less time posting and listening. I do a lot of that, but it's the videos and making of the videos and different things like that. That's why I was more than 40 hours.
I get up at 7. I like to do everything in the morning, go out sourcing right away when they open, be home by noon to do everything else. And no, I don't work 40 hours, probably like 20 to 30.
I get up at 6. I usually go to bed at 10 or 11 at night, and I work way more than 40 hours. Yeah. I don't even know how much I work because it's about every day.
Yeah.
Other than when I'm on vacation.
I get up on my nursing days, which are still 2 days a week. I get up at 5. On my days off, I normally am up by like 8. This morning I got up at 8. Yesterday, somehow I slept till noon. I have no idea how, and it ruined my whole day. So I set an alarm for 9 this morning. I was not going to let myself sleep past 9, but I was up at 8, which is typical. I just needed the sleep, so that's fine. And I work way, way more than 40 hours. YouTube is as time consuming, especially I'm doing daily videos. YouTube is as time consuming, if not more than eBay is. So I have like 3 jobs. I have nursing, YouTube, and eBay. So, and I have a 3-year-old. So yeah. Miss Betty's Antiques. So this is for me. I have thought about painting it white, but I could never get it back. And that has been my hesitation for 5 years since I bought my house. I am so worried I will do it and then I will not want it and I will freak out. So that is why I'm not. I do want to say, Xenomorph, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. I don't see George in here tonight, but Zeno, I appreciate you coming in. Yes, and I would agree with this as far as YouTube for those of you thinking about doing it. The most negative comments that I get are people that have never commented on my channel before. I have no problem hiding them and I will never see their comment again. Like I can take constructive criticism, but if you're mean or nasty to me, my family, or my other subscribers, you're done. You don't get a second chance. Yeah. Like that's it. You're not a stalker or a stalker, Richard. What?
Maybe
stalker.
Mike Kretzer I hope you. Mike Kretzer is fine. Mike is just Mike. I hope you didn't block him, Richard. Have any of you had your eBay store suspended for how long and what violation?
Yeah, I've never gotten a suspend in 10 years. I've been had a couple little warnings, but because of something that sold or something like that we talked about before, but no, never had suspended.
Never have.
Nope, I've only been veroed like once or a couple little warnings. So
Yeah.
Yes, I have. And for 3 days, I did a video on it. It was about a year and a half ago. I had CPAP stuff listed that was not prescription, which is allowed on eBay, but the nasal pillows, which still are not prescription, are not allowed. eBay's rules are really unclear. So I got suspended for selling nasal pillows on eBay for CPAP. Flipping Okie. I mean, it happened. No, you're fine. Yeah. I live in a small town in Oklahoma. We don't have a Goodwill in less than 50 miles. What would you suggest for other ways of thrifting?
That's going to be one of those. For me, my answer to that, because we have thrift stores, but I wouldn't say they're the best around here. So I'm going to say if you don't have thrift stores and garage sales are kind of hard, it's going to be a lot of probably word of mouth, what you can find from around the area, people in the area. People trying to get rid of stuff, old stores, things like that. Put an
ad in the paper.
Ad in the paper sometimes can help out too.
Yeah. Yard sales, estate sales.
Yeah.
People need money. They may say, "Hey, I've got 10 of these."
I do know somebody that's done that had an ad in the paper that said, if you're looking to sell and you don't have time for a flea market, give me a call and I'll give you an offer for everything.
Yeah.
Yep. That's where I would also turn to like online auctions.
Yeah.
So I have this exact situation. I am over 50 miles from any Goodwill, but I recently was driving right past three stores. I've lived here for 6 years and I was driving by them. 2 of them just opened last year, so they were newer. The other one has been there for years and I never knew. So I would say Google. They are small family-owned thrift stores. They are not chains. I have one hospice thrift store, and then the other 2 are like small family-owned ones. But if you're wanting to really build, like I couldn't build my store to 3,200 items by thrifting. It's just not possible. I do my online auctions on HiBid, and I've driven up to 5 hours each way to get. And I mean, but that's a whole car full, we're talking thousands and thousands of inventory, and a lot of time for only a few $100s. I might spend $400 for $5,000 in inventory. So at that time, it's worth me to drive 3 hours each way. And then the 5 hours, I just did it because I wanted to stay in Sanibel Island for the weekend. So I picked it up, got a cottage on the beach, and, it's a business trip. Just like we're going to Myrtle Beach to see Julian. That's going to be a business trip at a resort in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm going for YouTube anyways.
Yeah.
And it's all coming out of my business. I don't know what they mean by this. What is the most you're willing to pay? I would say maybe let's answer like percent wise or, dollar wise, like on buying an item.
Depends on what it's.
Depends how much money I got in my pocket.
There you
go. What's the most you're willing to pay? If I can afford something and I know it's going to make an exponential amount of money and it's going to sell, I will get it. I'm not going to. But
you always look it up.
Yeah, I'm not going to go buy something for $1,000 and then turn around and only make $1,050 on it. No.
Exactly.
But we're pretty thrifty.
Whatever's in, I'm not going to go out of budget either. I'm not going to go dip into drain the savings account to go buy some Lamborghini that I can buy at whatever that I know I'm going to flip for, because then I find out something's wrong and I don't have a savings account anymore. So,
but we're kind of thrifty. We have so much money. Like when we decide to go out, take so much money, and if it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, that was actually, he said he was answering somebody's question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's go. We'll halt.
That was a good answer. was a good answer.
Good answer, Roy and Kim. Doreen wants to know if any of us have ever done estate cleanouts.
No.
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 I have not, but I had actually a subscriber email me about one, and I'm really excited about doing it. So I hope they call me back because I would totally do that. This is going to be funny for me. If people have been watching me, they know my answer. How much time do you take to clean things up?
Just I don't know. Everything's different. I can't give you a specific time, and Kim can't.
That's supposed to be my new job that I haven't stepped into yet. I mean, I was supposed to clean up Furbies, but I haven't started yet. But yeah,
So get back to how long it takes.
yeah.
We'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah, I don't think
I got to
spend
run to one.
5 minutes on something. You know, you scrub it down, you wipe it off, whatever be the case. And clothes, I just throw in the laundry if they need it.
Mm-hmm.
The minimum amount of time to make it look presentable.
Yeah, that's probably.
Like I don't like. Yeah, but I still can't.
I don't like cleaning anything. That I have Revereware pots over there. I have like 8 of them that I want to clean, and they're still sitting on my counter. I really try not to buy things that need it. This is kind of a funny question. I love it. Any advice on how to get off my butt and do it when I spend all my time watching all of your channels?
Do it while you're watching the channels.
Yeah.
Do what?
Oh, yeah, do whatever.
Do eBay, I'm assuming, like listing and photographing and everything, I would think.
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
You have your TV.
No, yours was a good.
Yeah, just watch our channels on your phone, hook them up to your earphones, put it on TV, and work along.
Yeah,
That might be starting a YouTube channel, actually.
It could be.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, sitting there listening while you're watching someone else.
Yeah, you can't record yourself while you're watching if you did mean a YouTube channel. If you mean listing and stuff, then I would say I have a TV in the shed, but it's always on Peppa Pig. But when I'm out here by myself, I do watch other reseller content.
Yeah.
Miss Tempting Treasures, I just saw your super sticker. I will give you a dolphin. We'll answer a couple more questions, guys, and then we will get out of here. Here is your super chat. Thank you so much.
Super chat.
Okay, we got Doreen's. I see that again. Zeno, if one has a store, does one have to have all of one's listing in the store?
Does one have to have all of one's listing in the store?
Like, can you have certain listings on your eBay in your store and certain ones not?
I don't think that's possible.
If one has a store,
I mean, you don't get a choice when you list something, put it in my store or don't. It just goes.
Right.
It's just, that doesn't work.
Are auctions in your store?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, yes, they're all in the store. I don't think there's a way not to. What don't you like to list or would never list? Items on Vero don't count.
What do I like to list? I don't have anything specific. I think we list because we pick up so much different stuff. We don't have a specific niche. So.
I know what I don't like to list.
What don't you like to list?
I don't like to list clothes.
Oh yeah.
I don't like to mess with clothes. That's just
And
me.
Steve's mainly clothes. That's the funny
But
thing.
you I know, but you know
it's just me.
No,
I don't
it's
know
different.
why.
Everybody has their own thing.
I just
Everybody
like
has
to
their own
put
thing.
this, take a picture of it. I don't like to mess.
See, I would say for clothes is because we don't have a specific area
Yeah, we don't
to
have
display
room.
or lay out
Yeah.
the clothes. I've
Yeah.
got my little desk, and it's not wide enough to lay out a shirt on. And then I have all my bins and everything. So I don't have now. I tried to make like a little thing a while back where I could place a shirt on and spread out and do measurements and take pictures and that stuff, but it seemed to be in the way. So
it's more for room, I think, because it's all crowded in there.
I mean,
I
we
think
sell
it's-
clothes, but when we do it, it's a specific thing for that specific day, so I can have room to lay it out on something
Yeah.
where it's going to display well. But
I admire people who can do it because I
go, Steve.
Yeah, I don't list anything. The one thing I don't like in clothes is like long sleeve shirts, like men's dress shirts and stuff. Getting those proper to lay out and all that is a pain in the butt. So I really don't pick up a lot of those.
Yeah.
I actually don't like listing anything that I have to test because I never seem to like. I don't like. I have a lot of electronics, and I just went through like a day of testing, but they sit the longest for me. I just put untested.
They're like. There's like for me, it's day dependent. I honestly, if I can make a profit on it, I'm willing to list it. There's not really a limit for me, but I will go through days. Like I have a box of scarves back there, and I'm like, nope, not today. Nope, not today. I've cleared the whole rack, but a box of scarves. Because the day I do them, I will set up my mannequin and my background, and I will do all of them. And I haven't felt like doing that. Kim, just in case you missed it, Kim's watching over on Facebook. Go on YouTube, since you're on Facebook. Go to YouTube. I have videos. Roy and Kim have them. I believe all four of us here have them, but there are other people that have them as well. I would go just watch more and more YouTube how to ship on eBay videos until it kind of starts to sink in. Start listing slowly. Once you're shipping yourself, then it is going to, you'll learn it as you do it. Mm-hmm. I have to do stuff to learn it myself. Yep. Kitty says, I'm brand new, listing a camera with a lithium battery today. Now I know to look it up. Thank you. You are welcome.
That can be sent with the battery inside the camera.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Left lane's fine. You missed like an hour and 52 minutes of the show. The whole thing. But we'll rewatch. Mr. Larry, who I have known for a long time, and I have been watching him, and he's been watching me. Julian, on the 127 yard sale, I picked up a youth golf club set with a bag and a ladies golf club set. Both top flight with bags. Do I sell the clubs separate or include the bag?
If the bag's in good condition, I've actually only done that once where the bag was in good enough condition. Like new top flight usually will sell with the bag. Like if it was like a ping bag, I'd say separate it and like part it out like you would something else. But with a top flight situation where they're not super, super high end, but they will sell, they usually sell with the bag itself if the bag is in still good condition. If it's not, then I wouldn't even worry because you're going to charge, the shipping charge can be so much more including that bag. Because the other stuff you can be able to do an undersized.
So you're saying if it's in bad shape, toss the bag.
If there's anything wrong with it, I would, because the shipping's going to go up so much, including that bag. The bag's got to be worth the shipping.
Kat, when do you leave on your Philly trip? I extended my Philly trip to include a 3-day trip to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at a resort. And I am going with my mom. My husband has repeatedly said he did not want to go with me. I told him I was making him. And finally, I'm like, this is going to make a horrible trip if somebody doesn't want to be there. And I said, you know what? If you'll take care of Mom's cat, do you want me to ask Mom if she'll go? Mom loves thrifting like me. I'm going up to meet Jocelyn, Dale, and Dagny. I assume we're probably going to do a lot of thrifting. And I didn't want a miserable husband. So I had 3 days off before. And I was like, you know what? Driving with Dalton, a 13-hour drive, if I pick somewhere halfway, and that happened to be Myrtle Beach, which happens to be close to Julian, which was convenient. I booked it before I knew how close he was. I was like, oh, well, that's convenient. So I leave, to answer your question, I leave 3 weeks from yesterday, really close. And I'll spend 3 days in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and then I will head up for 4 days in Pennsylvania to hang out with Jocelyn, Dagny, and Dale. And I think that is the end of our question. So Zeno wants to know where you guys are located, Roy and Kim.
Look at the map, find Texas, go down to the very bottom, and that's where we're at.
We're all over the news. Mission, Texas. I just tell you, we're right on the border. We're all over the news. Yeah.
Yeah, about 45 minutes from Brownsville.
Yeah, not us personally, but
35 minutes.
We're not on the news.
No.
Yeah, we're not all over the news.
Yeah, we're not all over
Kim
the news.
is.
No, Mission, Texas is on. Yeah.
Real quick, I do not have nasal pillows. I sold all of my nasal pillows actually to another reseller who sells at the flea market because they were very, very valuable. I had paid them. I sold them to another reseller who mainly did flea markets. So because the flea market's not, they're not prescription, they're not illegal to sell. eBay just doesn't allow them. But that I sold them to her for what I paid, so I didn't lose money, and she probably made a good thing. I'm going to let Steve take this one, and I'm scrolling just to make sure. And then I will answer one more, and then we'll let everybody say bye. So Steve, do you steam clothing?
I don't. I mean, if it's washable, it needs to be washed. Once we dry, I take it right out of the dryer. My wife does it and lay it out so it doesn't get wrinkled. But if it's wrinkly, some things you just throw in the dryer. If it's unable to be in the dryer, I've never had to, so no.
I just list mine wrinkly, and I have not got complaints, I will tell you. Well, it's going to get wrinkled in a poly bag.
It is. That's true.
Right.
That's true.
Okay, last question, then I'm going to let our guests say bye. Still have 372 people in the chat, plus Facebook, so thank you guys for watching. We do appreciate it. The difference between Talavera and Tanala, really quick. Talavera is a very, very bright painted, like the whole thing's painted if it's Talavera. Your Tanala pieces, do I have Tanala in here? I don't. Tanala is like drawing onto the item, where Talavera, the whole thing's painted. That's the easiest way I can say it. And now I'm going to let Steve go first, then Roy and Kim, let you guys just hear a little bit about them and their channel, and all the links are below. I'm like, it's late. I'm like fading.
Yeah.
Let you know about their channel. Their links are all down in the description, so definitely check out their channels if you have not. Here is Steve.
Well, I put out a video every Sunday. I just do one a week now, and I rotate them either what sold, where I give comps so you know why I bought the things, and a good way to learn.
Did Steve freeze?
Yes.
Okay, Roy and Kim go. Maybe Steve will unfreeze.
All right.
Oh, Steve's unfrozen. Wait,
All right.
Steve's back. You froze.
So yeah, I put out bin videos, find a lot of good stuff in my bins, a lot of donations. There's a wealthy neighborhoods nearby, so I find a lot of good high-end stuff and a lot of good helpful videos. So if you're new or experienced, I think a lot of my videos can help you out every Sunday.
Awesome. Roy and Kim.
Well, we have on our channel, we don't have a specific time zone or timeline, to put out channel. We try to do it usually Tuesday or Wednesday and Friday, but sometimes it falls into the weekend, Saturday or Sunday. So not a specific time. Just if you subscribe to us, make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll know when a video comes out. But we try to put out as many informational videos as we can. Sometimes it's just a what sold video. Sometimes we're traveling around doing thrift stuff. But what I try to do is I try to make as many educational type stuff, because there are a lot of new people out there doing eBay or just learning, and even people that experienced for a while, they're still don't know stuff, and it's good to learn. I still learn things even after 10 years. We still learn stuff. So you can go through my playlist and see both of us. We have a fun time when we're together. And we laugh and joke and have bloopers at the end and different things like that.
I quit making Julian big because he just thanks everyone. So I will go ahead and say thank you all. If you're not subscribed to me, I'm putting out daily videos like a maniac. I don't know how much longer it'll last. I hope longer. I'm trying, but it is getting
tough.
Getting a lot. Check out Julian too, for sure. All of us do reselling content. So if you're new, definitely some help videos. And we will see you guys next Tuesday. We are here every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely come hang out. And I will see you guys on a video tomorrow. Bye, guys.